Welcome to the Midday Repartee. I'm joined by my co-host, Scotland's greatest shit superhero, Captain Fuckhead.
What's happening, fucker?
How you
Good?
doing?
I am. I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right.
Good.
Nothing manly today. Just dicking about colouring.
I'm sure you just sitting in a chair is manly as all fuck.
Well, I'm not wearing any clothes as normal for this particular show. It is midday.
This is the same way.
Well, for you guys, midday, or for some of you, midday anyway. For me, it's 7 o'clock at night. It's nearly beer o'clock.
Oh yeah.
No clothes required.
Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna take it easy tonight. I think I'm going on with Ink Spots for Monday Night Shit Talk. But I think I'm gonna see how I do when I don't get completely wrecked, because that doesn't seem to work out too well. So maybe try not doing that. Also with us today is Scotsman, colorist of Xenotype. How you doing,
brother? I'm doing good, man. Was up really late last night coloring. Was hanging out with a bunch of people yesterday. It was pretty interesting. Hung out with Liam on his show. It was fun. Talked some Xenotype. Hung out with Michael Bancroft. It was cool.
Nice.
I like the Mozzies.
Now he's the creator of Lucent, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Man, that book looks good. That's some sexy shit.
Yeah. And I'm currently guns out for Nat the Merc.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, Sim.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I've been working on the campaign for Tales of the Nadverse, preparing everything, and placing the orders, waiting for the answer from my from my printer. They got my email, and then you quote, because added pages cost more money.
That's awesome, man. You got a lot going on. You got your stuff coming out in CG Jumpstart. Yeah.
Yes, it's coming out soon.
Can't wait for that. I love the idea of CG Jumpstart so hard.
Change subject, can't talk. Coming out soon.
Okay.
Coming out soon.
All right.
That was swift. That was that was very good.
Telling you, not the
Quite a stealthy repost. It was a repost.
So today I just kind of wanted to talk about how insane the media bias is in the world we live in today. It's probably always existed for sure, but I don't think, pretty hard pressed to think of a time when things have been this biased, this kind of out of whack.
We live in a day where you're afraid to ask a fucking question just to learn something. Because you don't understand something. Like, okay, I'm not understanding. Why are you doing this? Now it's racist. Now it's sexist. Now it's this. Now it's that. You're like,
shut up, you bigot.
Yeah, right?
So is it just some kind of social conditioning where they just want people to just not ask questions, not say anything? Is that the end game? Is that the goal? To just
I think we used to call that communism. You're afraid to say something because otherwise you're gonna get chastised and dishonored and shame, dude. We're going back in time. What the fuck?
I know. Why haven't we learned these lessons? Why in the hell are we going to repeat this nonsense?
Because people are stupid, and right now they're not educating themselves, and the school system is not teaching them about history. One of the first fucking lessons you learn in high school when you start history is you got to learn from history so you don't repeat the same goddamn mistakes. That's why you don't forget shit. You fuck up, you try to understand where you fucked up. You just don't try and walk away from it going, it never fucking happened. Sorry. No, you try to fucking understand what the fuck you did, and you make up for it.
Yeah.
When we discussed the follow through of a man, same thing for a woman, by the way. I don't want to be sexist, but the follow through for a man. It's the thing. You can rage out, you can have a fit, you can get pissed, dude. You can. Nobody's fucking perfect, right? People get stressed, people get mad, people feel, and it's the follow through that's important. And right now, there's some people that are not following through very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be very aware that as grown adults, sometimes men do follow through. And if you need to go out into the wild, make sure you take an extra pair of pants.
And don't forget your rubbers.
This is good advice, people. You should probably be taking notes. Take some notes. Yeah. Well, what is it? So, what's it like where you're at, Captain? I mean, is it pretty much the same deal? Is it just a complete and total bias?
In the media? Oh, fucking hell, don't. I'm a Scotsman who has to put up with the fucking BBC. Don't even get me started on fucking media bias. Let me put it this way. So, in the UK, we have to pay a TV license.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck is up with that?
Well, that's more to do... the reason why they do that is because it allows the government to... in case they need a national emergency, in case they need a broadcasting channel, it allows the government to automatically commandeer the BBC. That's basically the legal reason behind it. It's not about money. It's not about anything. It's not about advertising, all that kind of bullshit. Even though they tell you it is, they say that the BBC isn't supposed to advertise, doesn't make any money for advertising revenue. Yet it owns plenty of companies that fucking do. But yeah, so the less people in Scotland per capita pay the TV license than any other country in the UK, because we just know that as soon as we turn the TV on for any sort of news, particularly coming from the BBC, regardless of whether it's about comics, whether it's about war, whether it's about anything else, the NHS or the health of the condition of the country, whatever, it's all fucking bollocks.
Yeah. It's what really gets to me is like people are hyper, everyone's aware that the media is completely biased. They've been caught how many times red-handed, completely fabricating stories, lying to the people. And yet when it comes to, something like this pandemic, right? The My Sharona, why is that information trusted? I mean, it doesn't, I don't understand. Like, you already know that this isn't a trustworthy media. So why would you blatantly trust info on this particular topic?
Because this is where we are. It's been conditioning for years, dude. It started with the headlines. It's something we've been studying before, and we even covered it when I did business school. People don't read a text. They'll read the headline. So if they go through Twitter or they go through their phones, you could say that's, remember for a long time, there was issue with the fact that the piece would say something that's appropriate to what actually happened, more defined, explaining what it was. But the headline would say, Trump killed a black kid yesterday.
Yeah.
and then the text would say, Trump killed a black kid yesterday by saying that. So people would just go, he killed a black kid. And that's what we've been dealing with for years. So this is the type of response that you're having right now. People don't go through. They're fucking lazy. They don't want to get the info. They just want to get the approbation. It's like saying, hey, did you see the Canadian team win yesterday? The guy never fucking watches hockey. He goes, yeah, fuck, they were fucking awesome. Canadian, go! Just because he wants to feel accepted, wants to feel included, wants to feel that he's part of the united fucking thing.
Level 7's comment is funny. Americans think the BBC is legit because of accents.
Right. It's got to be. It's a
fact that people are more likely to believe you if you have a British accent whenever you're speaking authoritatively. I think that's partially because our conditioning when we were in school, all of the Nova programs, all of the educational programs, there was always a British scientist or professor speaking about a topic.
I was going to say, here in Canada, we know better.
I was just going to add to that. If British accents are the authoritarian understanding of what happens in schools in the US, how the fuck are we the best villains in Hollywood then?
Well, because you guys are the super geniuses.
Well, this part is the first part of the show that has been actual factual has just cropped up there.
Right. I mean, I kind of wanted to just segue into, you have Ink Spots in the house. How are you doing, man?
Good. Holiday weekend, baby.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. Holy shit.
It's a holiday midday repartee.
Yes. I don't even I haven't thought about holidays legitimately as days off because I work from home and it just doesn't matter. I forget to even. Oh yeah, right. It's a holiday for people.
Yeah, talk about not living in real life. Rotten.
I'm definitely a little bit out there. Yeah, dude, it's great. This having you on Midday Repartee. I didn't know that would ever be possible.
Yeah,
Well, I
your
mean,
ratings should
also-
go way up now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna spike hard.
I mean, I got the call over the weekend that my office is opening up on Tuesday.
Ooh,
Nice.
So yeah,
Now, is
so
that
I'm gonna be.
is that something you're happy about, or you're kind of like, eh?
Well, I mean, I've gotten quite used to working at home. I don't like it though. I mean, I like it, but I don't.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I get up and I come down into my studio. I go over to my work Mac over there, and I do design work for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, and I come over here to this computer and I color for another 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, and then I go back upstairs and I go to bed every day.
yeah,
Yeah, lazy.
I fucking
Totally
hate it.
lazy.
I hate it.
He goes
So
to bed.
does this mean I have to seek another co-host for Tuesday, Thursday?
Possible. I don't know if I'll be able to
Alright.
swing it. We'll have to figure that out. I'll see if I can, but it's gonna be tough.
Is that gonna be temporary? You missing?
What, on Tuesday?
Yeah, because if it's just for like a show or two, I'll step in.
It's I mean, it's looking like it's going back to normal. So
Yeah, yeah. Sim, obviously you're more than welcome, but I know it's a commitment.
Well, dude, I'll step in to replace my bro. Come on, if he needs to be to step out for a while, I'll step in and I'll step in
Hell.
his place. Yeah, of
All
course.
right,
Oh,
dude, I appreciate that. Nice.
You said
George,
it's Tuesday or Thursday? Tuesday, right?
Tuesday and
and
Thursday. Yeah,
Tuesday and Thursday. Perfect.
yeah. George, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
How's everybody?
Doing great.
Oh, George, what's up?
What's up, George?
What's up, brother Canuck?
I just got the call that when normal work days are going to be happening in about a week or so, and it's going to ruin my my average, what I've been doing for the last 2 months.
Maybe you need to do like I did,
Oh,
which is fuck the job. This is my job now, but I had to put some money aside before I did it. So
no.
Nice.
That would be very reasonable. No. Can't do that.
Nice, Sim. You took the leap. That's cool, man.
yeah, I discussed it before. Like when I was doing the first campaign, I was in between, like getting some work. I was doing business school and I was doing the campaign. I couldn't be everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I realized by the end that it was kind of like having a second job, having to promote the book. Plus,
Most definitely.
I decided to take a few design for logos and I put some money aside. And then I'm going full fucking. I finished business school and I'm going full fucking self-employed.
Nice, dude.
This
That's
is what I've been doing.
fantastic. Cool, man.
Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen,
that's
this
exciting.
is Comicsgate.
Oh yeah.
Comic Skate, making dreams come true. Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
And
So I kinda
here-
wanted
and here
to-
I was just spending like a couple 8 hours a day looking for reasons to troll people, and another 8 hours trolling people.
Well, to each his own, guy. You get off where you get off.
It takes all kinds, man. So part of this media bias thing, I wanted to connect it to Comicsgate is, you've got Ethan Van Sciver, right? He's got this incredible story of 25 years working as a pro, and he gets pushed out. I don't know if he could legally say it was because he voted for Trump or because of his politics.
I can tell you, okay.
Yeah.
I have friends that was in the inside. Like I've never hit it, right? If you go to my Facebook, you see who I'm friends with.
Right.
And I got the email. They sent me the email. I saw it. I didn't just see it by Ethan. I saw it. My friend sent it to me. It was
Okay.
actual true. We will know. The
So
email they were sending.
yeah, I mean, you got this incredible story, right? And so he goes out on his own, total uncertainty, doesn't know what's going to happen. He builds up his YouTube platform, gets on board with Comicsgate, and now he's nearing $900,000 on Rekt Planet.
Wow.
Right? He's going to hit $1 million. There's no question about that. With the Salamandra, with the toys he's adding to the campaign here shortly, he's going to hit $1 million. How is this not news? Like, if you flip this around, if it was the opposite, if it was somebody had voted for Obama and got pushed out and then had this success story, they'd be on every morning talk show in the country, don't you think? Like, as being a hero, what a hero for conquering.
Yeah, it's true. It's 100% true.
Sorry, I missed the question. My son came in and asked me a question.
Yeah,
Okay.
how is this not like the top story, at least on every comic book related website? This should be like the top story. I mean, $1 million on an independent comic book should be
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. And you connect it with the whole story of how it came to be. And it's like, this is an incredible story. And it's not being, the media bias is so insane. It's so hateful.
They want to kill the hero that stands by itself. They want to kill anybody that helps people. All they want to do is rely and fear. Right now, this is what it is. They don't. I think it's fucking ridiculous, right?
It is. I can't believe it. It's like
it's the worst example of divide and conquer. And if you've studied your history, this is not the first time this is happening. Wink, wink.
Yeah, and it's not just that he has a beautiful comic book and, you know, he's a wonderful artist. But the thing also is he's the one that figured this shit out. How did no one else ever figure out, hey, we got these YouTube channels. Why is no one trying to sell a product he figured the whole system out? That, I mean, it's groundbreaking. It's a groundbreaking way to sell stuff. I mean, just that in itself, not even considering what he's done with it, just the idea, you know, he made a whole new industry, you know.
I would say he perfected it, because he took the model from Pulido. Okay, Pulido started, but they found a way of making it work better.
Yeah.
They perfected the Pulido manner, because the thing is, I was on Kickstarter before too a bit. I tried my chance there, I think twice, right? And I tried the first time in 2012, and the last time was 2016 with the Artisan.
Holy smokes!
An anthology book, and I was at 70%, and that's when I met Pulido, and I was talking with him, and the entire plan of his was just like, Kickstarter was dying because all the movie producer were coming in, trying. You know, you had the Spike Lee that came in, because every time there was a movement, like it's happening right here, right now with CG, and that's why we knew this was happening. Every time an indie movement is working, the big guys come in and try to swoop in, and they will fuck people over.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think that's a possibility with Comicsgate still?
That's what's happening. They're lining up here. Look at all the big guys coming with their DC title there. The garbage guy and the other guy there. It's all trade paperbacks that were fucking available. If you go on Amazon or eBay, you could find them.
Right.
But now they want to come crowdfunding. There's another guy that just launched a campaign not too long ago. The guy
but that didn't work out though, did it? He didn't.
No, the garbage man didn't work, man.
Yeah.
Didn't go.
Yeah, he has to build his audience, you know. But the interesting thing is just a slightly different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they don't want you to learn success.
Nope.
Because if you look at what's going on for the last 4 or 5 years now, is like they've been systematically trying to destroy entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And success and people being able to fend and generate income for themselves.
There's no winner anymore. That's it. When you think about it, like even in their storytelling, okay, if you look at the Flash, the series, and most of the fucking series, right? There's no one guy, there's no one girl, there's nobody that's special. It's always like, well, I'm special because there's 25 other people that are, you know, around me that makes me the super. You know, remember the hey, everybody is special. Well, you know what that really means, right? Remember
Sim,
that
it
part?
takes a village, Sim. It takes a village.
Yeah, it means nobody is special.
I mean,
Yep.
special over here means something very, very different to what I think it means there.
I mean, up until very
talking
recently.
Special with quotes. Special.
Yeah, you know.
Are you talking Wanger sort of special?
I'm
Captain
talking
Bucket?
window, more window liquor kind of special.
If these monsters in our current society had their way, the Olympics would be all participation trophies.
Yeah, the Olympics are going to be quite an interesting thing.
Yeah,
Whenever they're able to do it because of all the transgender nonsense going on.
I had arguments with teachers back 10, 15 years. They would say, "Oh, you know, we're just giving participation trophies. Nobody really won." I'm saying, I was there. I saw my kids' team win, 15-2. How that's not participation trophy. That's a massacre.
It's like the Olympics now. It's a fucking joke. Hey, Canada versus U.S. The Canadian team is U.S. team, and the fucking U.S. team is filled with fucking Canadians. Same thing with the Russians. What the? To me, it's like the Olympics should have been changed or stopped a long time ago. It should be the best of the best. Like, it shouldn't be country versus country, the best representative, because you're watching the guy fighting for Russia. He's German.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah.
Well, isn't it? There's nothing to aspire to anymore. You know. But
They're
now
that's what they're killing. Yeah.
This with Ethan, he's the new hero. He's the new hero in independent comics that they're trying to. They got to get rid of. They don't want us all to be able. We all want to aspire to get to his level, to get to what he's done. And they have to destroy him. You're right. They want to hold us all back. They want to hold us down. They don't want us all thinking that we can get to his level when the truth is we can. We all.
And keep in mind that sometimes when people get pissed or wronged, right?
Wait a minute.
They have a tendency of when they get together to try to demonize people also, right?
Do we really want to actually get to Ethan's level? I mean, come on, guys. Think about it. You make
there's a price to pay. There's a price to pay.
Yeah, you make close to $1 million, and then you have to have on your stream almost every night some drunk guy, some guy with a beanie hat, some hottie that knows only Star Wars, and some burly guy who lives in the forest for some reason.
My grandma.
Yes, I will sell my soul for money. Yes, I will.
My grandma said it well. She said, you can choose to be whatever you want to be. I will support you to whatever you want to be. But you have to be aware that if you become famous, if you decide that you want to step on stage, you will be criticized and attacked even if you are the best. If you become rich, if you become wealthy, successful, people will hate you just because you are.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to be aware of this. And she also told me if you want to be an actor or become a Hollywood, you will have to become a whore.
Yes, there's no question
it's all
about
stuff
that.
that we used to freaking know from the get-go.
Yeah,
you can hide your wealth and become successful doing crowdfunding.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple. You just have your own store on your website direct. When people buy it, they buy it through PayPal because it's got all the different processors, and no one knows the count of your books.
Peter, that's what I did when I did my campaign on 2016.
You and I, for some reason, have been living the same life, but we've never actually met.
No,
I did the same thing in 2012 and 2016, 14, whatever. It's like I just want to reach in there and strangle you because I see myself in you.
We're gonna have to talk, buddy. But in 2016, when I failed my campaign with the Artisan anthology, right, which is gonna be the Tales from the Nadverse when we worked. The Artisan was everything that I've done from 12, and I got funded at 70%, so I failed, right? I still printed the book, and I sent my website that I built on back then, and I had, like Peter was saying, a PayPal button going, "You still want the book?" It's right there, and I printed them myself in my pocket.
That's cool, man.
And you keep a printer in your pocket.
No, you know very well what I mean.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't think people really underestimate.
And the toners in the other pocket.
People really underestimate how much stress, how much of a burden it is to succeed at that kind of level. You know, it really does come with quite a cost.
I'm not that successful, and I can tell you, dude, I got people that got upset and hated me because I didn't do a fan art for their campaign.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Wow.
Me too, right here. Look,
I had people really getting pissed at me saying that I didn't support them. Dude, I promoted their fucking book. I did a whole bunch of fucking shit for their campaign. But, you know,
Yeah.
'cause I didn't do a fan art, or I didn't back their book, their thing. I think, dude, do I need to back every book that people I know? Dude, I'd be poor. I'm sorry. Every time I back a book, it costs me $70. It's $50 US.
I'm begging for Sim to do me a free illustration, and I've been trying to bribe him with free a bread basket anonymously dropped at his house every morning.
Yeah, I don't need to make $1 million on any campaign. I just, I'm working with Inkspots on a project. We're getting it going, and I just want to, especially, I want him to be able to stop doing this shit job he has to do. I'd like to stop doing a lot of the tedious, boring stuff that I have to do. I just want to make a living doing something that I care about, that's fun, that I have passion for. It's like I don't need to be rich. I don't need to be famous. I just want to stop working on boring shit.
Yeah, I just want to enjoy my goddamn life and have fun.
I want to be rich and famous, so that way I can go live a recluse life on a beach with having nothing more than a stick to fish for.
I mean, does everyone know that George is the creator of the original furry, the Mighty Joe King? Do people know that?
Oh, you mean the Cookie Monster wannabe?
The Cookie Monster, man.
I'm joking, Peter, right?
You guys were close. Mighty Joe King was renamed to Mighty Joe Young.
Oh, Mighty Joe Young.
Right. Yeah,
He's
I don't know.
high
It
T.
just
He's high T because he's got that unibrow.
Oh, by the way, dude, I saw the hauler that you modeled, Peter. Nice job.
Oh, thanks.
That's another thing that we share. I'm a 3D modeler. I have a bachelor in 3D animation.
oh shit.
Really, I have a half a vodka in 3D animation.
Yeah, I don't. It really sucks that we're in this time where a story like this, like Ethan's, can't just be celebrated. It's so pathetic that they're so scared of somebody like him that they're not even they're gonna pretend it doesn't exist. Not only are they gonna do that, they're gonna do what they can to tear it down, tear him down.
Can I ask?
You guys have that little saying here in French when we see people doing like that. So we go moussi 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 moussi. All right. In English, it would be me too, me too, me too, me too, me too, me too. Do you have that thing?
Hashtag.
Yeah, Hollywood.
And oh, I'm jealous. He's rich, he's successful. Since I cannot have it, I want 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 it.
No, me too means something else over here.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That expression, like moussi moussi, where you use that for kids that are like, when somebody's like, hey, can I have something? And the other kid's like, me too, me too, me too, me too, me too.
Right.
Can I just ask who the they are we are talking about? Because if you look at just to handbrake it back into topic, I think if you look at the mainstream media, obviously you asked me about the TV license BBC earlier on. Like the BBC aren't going to cover Ethan. Like it's $1 million. $1 million is fuck all. Like that's nothing. That's not a success. And it's in comics. Like who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Okay, but you can't tell me that they don't cover little human interest stories all the time that are far less impressive. Right?
Oh, no, there was a really impressive one the other day, about a year ago, about an old lady who put a cat in a wheelie bin.
There you go. Okay, that's news. That's fucking news. But a guy going out on his own and succeeding in a dying industry when he got pushed out for his political views, that's not a news story. It's like, are you kidding me? That's an insanely good news story.
As far as the comics media goes, they don't want another. The mainstream doesn't want another Image Comics on their hand. They don't. They do not want you to know that you can go out there and do this on your own without them.
Yeah,
I think that's what the cover up.
We also have to remember that the mainstream media, when it comes to comics, is run by #Dick Dick. Richard Johnson, if you don't know who Dick Dick is, so I prefer to call him Dick Dick because it's more suitable.
Okay, but guys,
and keep in mind,
giving you a historic perspective here. 30
Yeah.
years ago, I contacted the newspapers here in Toronto to tell them that I'm producing a computer-generated comic book, and it's actually for the first one in the world to be actually fully a computer-generated comic book. They didn't take me seriously. This, they all looked to Batman: Digital Justice, Iron Man Crash, and Shatter, 5 years before that. And I kept on telling them those weren't computer generated. And then on a little newspaper called Toronto Computes took me seriously. They did an article on it. And then I went back to the newspapers and said, look, here's an article that talks about it in not in depth, but it talks about it. And then they said, well, we don't want to be second anymore. Can you, and now it's no longer about the novelty of your work. And now it's how much money you generated. It's like this attitude from the press has not changed. 30 years ago
right.
and today is no different. It's just that we are more aware of it because we're in communication with each other better than they are.
Okay,
That's a good point.
Keep in mind another good example. It's how things are going right now. They don't want people to break out and be successes by themselves. They don't want a breakout thing. They want people to stop having those big, small entrepreneur company and be working for big guys and stay at home at this point.
I think that's really where it's at. I think you hit it because
look
at Fox News, like Fox News. Yeah.
Remember YouTube? A lot of people started making it big, making millions, and then whoops, shit hit the fan.
Yeah, they shut that down. Yeah, yeah, they're really trying to completely dismantle people's ability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to be able to make a lot of money off your YouTube channel, in the coming future. That's going to be all over with, man.
And now you can't even discuss important subject on fucking YouTube without getting a strike.
Right, you can't even add commentary to other videos and shit. It's gotten out of control.
Well, I ran a 12-second clip of a kung fu movie with no sound talking over it, and my video got taken down. Yeah, I mean, there's no. That's fucked, man. It's a new world. It's a new world.
Because I was gonna ask. Okay, we know that, the media that's biased to the left, which is the majority of media, but you have something like Fox News, right? That's biased to the other side. Why wouldn't they want to cover Ethan? That's a great story for them, but it's like, just like Sim said, they're still part of that mentality where they don't want the individual to feel like they can go out and do. They seem to want people to be reliant on corporations, on being controlled by these larger entities. And I know I keep saying they, and Captain Fuckhead's going to call me out on it.
Well, the biggest problem the biggest problem with people going out and being self-sustainable, I think, it doesn't really matter whether it's comics, whatever it is. If you're self-sustainable as financially, you're not contributing to the system that is in place. And the system that's in place, the whole thing, and you see it more and more now with coronavirus, everything is based on operational debt. If you look at businesses like Amazon, they don't pay tax. Why don't they pay tax? Because they don't make any fucking money. You look at homeowners. Most homeowners don't own their own home. The banks own their own home up until you finish paying your mortgage. All that's the way it works. You look at loads of small businesses at the moment. Why are businesses struggling in the coronavirus? Because none of them have any fucking cash flow. They don't have any assets, physical assets and cash that they can rely on to sustain a business at this point. We talk about sports in the UK. So we in Scotland we have 42 professional football teams, which is ridiculous for a little country of barely 5 million people. We don't need 42 fucking professional teams. And there's already and in England there's 92 professional football teams. Then there's already people saying that you could, but if next season they're talking about playing it behind closed doors, so no fans allowed to go to the games.
Wow.
Which I guarantee you would bankrupt the majority of those football clubs in both countries, because without the income, without that cash flow, they are fucked. Truly, royally fucked. And it's the same with every single small business. Like, they don't have the money. So the whole system's designed to keep everybody in debt anyway. So the moment as somebody goes and makes $1 million drawing a fucking comic book, then no one's going to report it, because it's what that does is it sends the wrong message to everybody else.
Right.
Yeah, it tells everybody else is wrong.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's a shame, but Comicsgate is, I'm just really grateful that we've all, we're connecting with each other, that we're figuring this shit out, and we can show other people how to get it done. We just keep lifting each other up. Hopefully, avoid stepping in too much shit along the way.
If you notice what they've changed, one of the big changes that they did in the movies, right before, is if you look at a lot of the movies before, the heroes and stuff like that, it was like the underdog or something like that, like somebody that really wanted that was not staying down, that was willing to fucking give the work, stand up, or do something, could achieve something, become somebody, right? The hero's quest, right? The Star Wars thing, it's either an underdog, a weak, or something. And if you work at it, if you bust your ass for it, you can go get what you want. Rocky, all the fucking
just about
movies.
to say Rocky, yeah. It's just
Right?
about to say the last one of the great films, yeah.
It's the main thing that's missing from all the movies right now. That's why I keep bringing it up. Like, one of the perfect example is the fucking series The Flash. Flash now is nobody. Would be dead right now if it wasn't because he has a smart girl trying to explain to her the science, another smart guy trying to explain to him forensic, and I'm like, dude, what made Flash special was he was a forensic fucking agent for the police. He was one of their fucking specialists.
Yeah.
He's smart as fuck.
Yeah,
that's what made him special.
Right.
I want to see CSI Flash.
Yeah.
I want to see CSI Flash. That sounds like a good show.
Well, I think one of the reasons why Ethan isn't even featured, or even other successful creators aren't featured, is because there's a saying in the media: if it bleeds, it leads. And none of these stories bleed. You know what I mean? Positivity and triumph are not stories that they like to run. They don't get clicks. They don't get eyeballs. Right. So this type of positive story of entrepreneurship is not something that they care about magnifying, care about projecting forward.
And if you look at what's happening with the corona right now, right? What's going to happen after? Who's suffering right now? It's not the big corporation. The big corporation are all insured. They're all this. They're all just waiting. The small guys, all those small companies are all fucking closing. People cannot keep going, and that's it. That's what's going. The only thing that's going to be left after, it's the big corporations.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to see a fundamental. You're going to look back on this in 20 years' time, and everyone's going to be going, "Fuck me." There was a pre-COVID and a post-COVID financial mentality and reality.
Yeah.
And guys, as a historical perspective, Kirby tried to go off on his own to do his books, love stories, and all that stuff, and he succeeded. But he couldn't maintain. And also, Joe Kubert. Try to do this as well. He attempted, and that's how I found comic books, through his independent works. And this was in the 60s,
Yeah.
And then in the 70s, it's very simple. There was some independent books, but there wasn't a lot, because the 70s was possibly the golden age for Marvel and DC at the time, because they had the most fun happening stories ever. But along comes Dave Sim in 1977. He starts to do it on his own. Yes, of course, he was a high during this full 30-year run, but that's irrelevant.
Are you sure?
Well,
a little bit.
A little bit. But when he came up with the idea, I said, "Look, I'm having an audience and it's growing. I might as well deliver, a complete package, because I'm tired of reprinting individual books, so new audiences can come in, because the old stuff is already, out there, and I don't have any more in my inventory." So he goes directly to his audience with a phone book. It really upset the distribution industry, but he went there anyways. And then he also circumvented the distribution censorships or or order sensors by actually
Right.
putting the number of orders that came in through each system. So that way, if any retailer is missing an order, they're going to look at the inside of his book and say, wait a minute, this region had this many books. Why am I not getting my order? And then
Yeah.
in the 80s, we had more and more independents jump up. And in the 90s, where I came in 1990, I was heavily pushed down. You know, like I came to the point of being canceled because of Marvel and their practices going
Right.
after the individuals. At that point, I just said, screw this. I'm going to deliver my book digitally on floppy disk, eventually gold CD, then DVD, then the internet as a PDF. And I even tried the Apple Store, which is a terrible idea. Don't even bother with it. But eventually, I just did a direct, PDF download and order system. But historically, this whole system has been moving towards what we're experiencing right now. And what we're experiencing right now, you can label it as counterfeit, but what we're really experiencing at the core is 100% zero interference in communication between the creator and the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's taken an extraordinary amount of blood and sweat over 40 years for it to come to this point. I mean, there was internet forums in the past. I was on them between America Online and now it should be considered the golden age of communicating between the customer and their audience.
I can't imagine
just a
wanting
second what he
going
was
back.
saying. When
Go
I
ahead.
was going and trying to apply to, back in those times, when after Image launched, right, the big success of Image, the guys at Marvel and DC told me and Ball directly that they wanted to break the artist superstar, the superstar thing.
Yeah.
Right? They don't want to have to pay that much rate. They don't want people following the artist. They don't want this. They don't want the star writer. They wanted the IP to lead the thing.
Yes.
So
Of
it's
course.
one.
Yeah. They absolutely was. It's pretty obvious. It's very clear that was done intentionally. You don't want to empower your creators to feel like they could break out for one.
Are you surprised? We're talking about Marvel and DC, right? And Empire built on ripping off artists and creators.
It's so
saying.
short-sighted though, because having the artists and writers be rock stars feeds into sales of the comics. Now, does it run a risk that one day they might go on their own? Yeah, maybe. Then just bring up the next superstar. Make the next
Exactly.
rock star. But you're killing your own medium by trying to control it to that extent, and to keep people under their thumbs like that. It killed.
Image told them, like, before it was, we don't care. You're a big star. We created a big star. You're just gonna move from one book to another. The worst thing that's gonna happen, you're gonna work on another IP that's already existing from a competitor. That's
Yeah.
the worst thing. The worst case scenario that they had before there, right?
Yeah.
So they were still like profiting, and it was all the their American superhero medium was all based upon IPs that were already existing, right? But Image proved them, oh fuck, they can co-create their own shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, new IPs. Whoa, no.
Well,
Yeah,
with
because
Image
that-
too, though, you got to look at everything that starts out like Image did, eventually turns into. I mean, what's Image now? Basically, Marvel and DC. I mean, I've heard of artists with, fully formed great. I mean, you still can't just go break in. I mean, eventually everything changes to a corporate structure.
Yeah,
It all
Yeah.
goes that way.
I remember a long time ago, DC and Marvel were laughing at the idea of Image, Malibu Comics, right? They both fucking made it big. Now, DC owns part of owns Wildstorm, and
Yeah,
Marvel
right.
owns Malibu.
Yeah, and Jim Lee is a lemming to DC Comics now. You know?
Well,
Somebody's gotta hit mute.
Interesting thing about this whole concept, the North American concept of the comic book industry, is that we have the rock stars in comic books, and they are in Europe, specifically France and Germany.
That's true.
And,
Yeah.
Right.
and they have been doing it really,
George.
really well.
You come on. Isn't it saddening to see that there's almost no comic book medium here?
Well, it's not that there's no comic book medium. It's not packaged as well as it's packaged in Europe. You know, in Europe, they're presenting it at minimum 120 pages or more.
Yeah. But how many
they
comics is in
celebrate
here?
that.
I mean, we pretty much don't have a comic book market in here. We don't really have that. Well, most of our Canadian work for American comics or European.
So I've heard.
We have Captain Canuck.
Actually, we did have a comic book market in Canada. It's just that, and no one bothered to actually get together and say, "Hey, guys, wouldn't it make sense to actually?" I'm going to just, in hindsight, do Image in Canada. It never happened.
Yeah, but
because I was around in the 1990s. Dave Sim was still around. Captain Canuck was way around than any one of us. You know, there was other books too. I don't have them off the top of my head, but they all existed, and we all knew of each other because it was such a small world in Canada regarding creating new books and stuff like that. I mean, we even had Captain Taxman.
Yeah.
That loud.
Oh, we had.
What is going on in France? Like, I've heard about this a couple times. Like, is it really booming there in comics?
It's been booming for 40 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like the Asian market, man. It's big time.
Yeah,
Nice.
but
they're letting the artists be rock stars, right?
Yeah, but they ran into one problem in the last few years. That's why they had a big revolt over there for the market. It's because some of the publishers were trying to do like the Marvel and DC thing, changing the quality of the thing and getting them going faster, right?
Right.
And they overflooded the market. They oversaturated the market with shit. So there was a revolt from the artists going, dude, we're working on the quality medium here. We're not if you want to do this, go somewhere else, because this is not good. And they had to fucking rebalance the thing a bit, because you know your European comics are more expensive because the creative actually have between 6 months to a year to pull out that book, right?
Oh yeah, Marlon Manera.
You won't pay the same. You won't pay the same shit for like a 24 floppy from Marvel.
So it's more like a Comicscape model that they've been doing.
But the Comicscape model, my model, Ethan's model, he said it before. We inspired from the European market. That's why I've always tried to offer 56 to 64 pages in my book.
And that's why
what
I
you get.
offered double his book.
Just while we're touching on European artists, fuck off, Odie. I'm currently sitting here, flatting God knows how many fucking pieces of water, droplets of water. Jesus, fucking insane.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, that's got to be tough.
And
work,
I also
man.
want to do a quick shout out for Mortal Worlds, guys.
Yes, please. Yeah.
You got to buy that book. That book it's a beautiful book, and I'd just like to see it sell more, guys. So.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I think I had him on the show about when they launched. I think it was their launch day.
Yeah, back their book. And I made them realize that they weren't shipping. They weren't charging shipping to them.
Yeah,
that was changed, by the way, which is good.
I thought they were doing the day one no shipping costs. Like, I thought that was intentional.
It wasn't intentional. They changed.
Oh, oops. Yeah.
Mitchell. Cap's mad he's not getting that Beyblade action. Yeah, Odie's on a Beyblade kick lately.
Really?
So
I exist Beyblade. I thought that was done.
Well, he's just getting into the actual anime of it.
I can't imagine going back to a scenario where where there isn't that interaction with the creator, via these platforms, YouTube. It's so much more engaging, And
Well,
it's
that's
not,
that's
it's not
the
for
key to
everyone.
his success, right? He
Yeah.
engages with his audience. I mean,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that it's not for everyone. I get that some creators absolutely don't want to do it. They'd rather just be shut in a dark cave, producing what they want to produce. They don't really want to do that. So I'm not saying it's for everyone, but I think even for those creators, they can find a way to make that work by just partnering with somebody that does want to do that can deliver that engagement.
Get yourself a co-host, do a YouTube, or like me, I do that, and also have a good idea is to have a Discord.
Yeah.
Start yourself a Discord. You go there and chill out with your fans, meet new
Right.
people. They can come and ask you questions.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I just downloaded Discord the other day. I'm just trying to figure it out. It's really easy to use.
Join
It
mine.
seems like a great tool.
Join the war campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hanging out in there, Sim, yesterday. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it's fucking funny hanging out with those guys.
Yeah, dropped some poems. Did some.
oh, nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Here,
I
guys,
haven't tried that yet.
Let me blow some a little expectations. I just put a link in the private chat here. If you can
Okay.
post it on the public chat. This is Studio Comics Press, the best digital comic printing company in Canada, and I've used them for Joe King. And I just wanted to point out that what Sim had mentioned previously. There's not a lot of comic publishers out there in Canada.
Yeah, but there's not enough, a lot of product. You know
No,
what I mean?
yeah, okay, yeah, I know. Look at this link. And there's a lot of product. It's just no one's connecting the dots.
Right.
This is 90% from Canadians.
How many Comicsgate creators do you think there are? Is there? I've heard it's like up to 100 or so.
Just have to take a look at 6 a.m. Comics' collage
Oh, yeah.
to get
Yeah, there you
idea
go.
of the breadth.
Yeah, that's
I'm
nice.
aware. I'm
Yeah.
not on I'm not on 6 a.m.'s collage. Just so you know.
What?
No. Joe King is very special. He's Comicsgate, and then he doesn't appear to be worthy to be up in that collage. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink.
Who doesn't want to draw the Blue Muppet, man? Who doesn't want to draw it? That's
Something
insane.
that we talked about yesterday, and I put it in the private chat. Ghost of Henry has put together a website called cgprimetime.com.
Yep.
And it has a schedule of all the streams, all the shows, all the Comicsgate channels, what their schedules are, and when they're live, and their last videos. Please, anyone in the chat who's a Comicsgate creator who has a show, please broadcast this at the end of your show. Let everyone else know. Keep our network robust and
broadcast. Oh yeah.
you know, at the top of mind, because people are thirsting for content, right? And a big portion of the model that we are in right now is fan engagement, right? Fan engagement and platform building. We need to all do that. And I know some people are like was said, are a little introverted, don't like to be out there, don't like to put their face on cam, don't like to be, very public with their persona, and that's totally fine. You have to realize though that if you don't build a platform, you are reliant on the quality of your art and other people. And if you're not Rob Willis, the quality of your art is not going to be seen by everybody, because you're not going to get retweeted as much unless you engage with others and network with others. And the best way to do that is to go on other shows. Mm-hmm. And how do you find those shows? cgprimetime.com. So please, everyone, check that out. I'm not getting paid for this advertisement or anything. Ghost of Henry's doing that on his own dime. He got the hosting. He put up the site. He's kind of curating it. He's he's doing this all for no. He's a creator too, for nothing but to help.
He's doing it for you.
Support him. if you
Yep.
can.
It's really cool. Yeah, I checked it out. I think a while ago, but I'm looking at it right now. This is really great, man.
Yeah. And at the bottom, it's got a. Well, why don't you share your screen? Show to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
audience.
What a novel idea.
Along the top, it's got featured channels. At the bottom, it's got a left to right list, Monday or Sunday through Sunday through Saturday, starting at the earliest, from right to left or left to right, whatever. So those tiles there, those are all the channels when they go live. I'm Sunday morning and Sims right after me, and then War Campaign in the evening. You can see that. If you click on those, you can also get the most recent video. Like if you go to the top there, at the featured part,
It's also good for people that are trying to find a schedule and not overstep other people.
Yeah. So on Conquest Comics, if you see that little button at the very bottom of his schedule, keep going. It's in gray. That's his last video. It pulls it in right there. So this is something that is a great networking tool that is out there. So share it when you can. Help
That's
people.
beautiful, man. I'm gonna add that to my my Twitter bio too. I think.
Or is there an option for the feature to be bottom up? So if you do the least amount of work.
No.
Yeah, this is a really cool resource. Damn, Ghost of Henry, good job.
If you
man.
have a show, reach out to Ghost of Henry. Tell him I'd like to be on CG Prime time, and he'll add you. It's just that simple. So we're still missing a few. I don't think Graded Point 5 is on there. I think Red Valkyrie just got added. Passion's on there with his Twitch channel. So he does drawing streams all the time. So get on there if you have a show.
on there too.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. Just about. He gave me some tools the other day so I can go and edit the things myself as well as a beta tester. So I need to get onto that because I keep forgetting.
And I had just enough room in my bio to put it there.
What? You're not listed. Your fans hour isn't on here.
That's I've because last week was just the pilot, so today is the first episode, shall we say? I've got the necessary email to go in and edit all of that. So I need to get onto that. I'm going to have to disappear because I do believe I have my rather oversized grocery store knocking on my door, bringing me booze and food and
you gotta have priorities,
essentials.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the essentials are here. I'm going to have to duck out to get that all sorted.
All right.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always. Rock,
Cheers,
I shall
mate.
see you on Wednesday.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget 11 o'clock tonight GMT at 6 p.m. EST Fans Hour. Me, Sim, Canales, Commie Mark, talking about the books that we are most looking forward to getting in our hands. And I'm going to get a couple of guests in from the chat to tell us about the books they're looking forward to as well. And of course, I will have a pint glass with 5 fingers of whiskey. Ladies and gentlemen, I bid you adieu.
Yo, brother.
You will be getting more pages from me soon as well.
Yes, please. I'm just trying to get this one finished so I can drop the second one off for you today. I've got to go. You can hear me dog now. He's going mental.
All right, man.
See you later.
See ya. Well, I guess that's our cue to let's make the rounds here. Scotsman, what do you got for us? Well, you dropped CG Prime on us, which is really cool.
Check out YouTube channel. I'm at almost at 240 subs. I'm about to pass 239. So if you haven't subbed to my channel, I'd appreciate it. I do a comedy show Sunday morning and coloring, art streams. I'm an inker, colorist, and a penciler. I do all kinds of shit. So, but currently coloring Xenotype. If you haven't checked out Xenotype, please do on Indiegogo. We're hitting milestones. We're doing fantastic, and we would love everyone to read that book. So yeah, appreciate you.
Nice. And that the link to Xenotype is no. I think when Captain Fuckhead hosts, I don't have it in here. I should just have it in there all the time. Sorry about that, man. Sim.
Yeah.
What were you showing? These are the cards that you're drawing for backers, right? For Blood Hunt.
Yeah, I was doing. Hold on. I was doing one card while I was on the show there. See, I'm filling the black, and after that, I just put out little details. Yeah.
So cool, man! I can't believe that is just a lot of work. I think you're really going above and beyond on those for your
That's-
backers.
It's my way of saying thank you guys. Because,
Yeah.
without you guys, this is not happening. You're not just buying my book, you're investing in my dream. And I
Indeed.
appreciate all of you for it. Every single one.
Ink Spots, what do you got for us, man?
Hey everyone, we're gonna have F Monday tonight around the same time as Captain Fuckheads, so you can watch his show later, but watch mine live because mine. I love him, but I love me more. So yeah, watch that. Keep your eye out. Me and Rotten Glory are working on a fucking awesome comic that he is writing, and pretty much gonna do all the other work except for the drawing on. So keep your eye on for that.
Are you sure he's going to finish the script?
No, I'll drop out halfway through. Just disappear.
And just leave the cover there.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's how we're gonna do it. But yeah, I've really been working my ass off on the artwork. Trying to learn how to be a penciler and an inker, and I think you guys are gonna like what we're bringing to the table.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited as hell about that shit. George, you there?
Yeah, right here. Just go to georgepetergatzis.com
All right.
and follow the rabbit hole.
Indeed, it is quite a rabbit hole, folks. You should check out his site. It's very entertaining. A lot of great stuff there. All right, everyone. Hell the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Always appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow.
Ew.